Good day, I'm Art Slosher. Sorry, half this. We have the 6 people here for the speech. You should be able to see them all. I'd like to start with a small video to talk about what we're going to see. Everyone loves seeing wildlife, and part of maintaining wildlife is wildlife conservation. And you need to take an active role in wildlife conservation to help reintroduce, recover, manage wildlife, as well as helping people and the economy. Wildlife conservation has helped recover several species in Arizona. I got this information off of ArizonaGameandFish.org. Via the Heritage Fund, they have helped reintroduce, in Arizona alone, Apache trout, California condor, the jaguar, the black-footed ferret has taken off very well in northern Arizona. Something else that they do through the Heritage Fund is they restock fish that would not be able to survive in areas such as the Colorado River is constantly stocked with trout because dams prevent them moving naturally. They also have taken oxygen in the lakes. There's one particular lake in Arizona, Lake Mary, that does not have enough oxygen in to actually support fish that have been traditionally there through man-made impacts such as dams being built. So they've actually piped in oxygen to make the water oxygen rich so the fish can live. Another thing that conservation does, conservation controls animal population. It's calculated that if there was no hunting and stopped in the United States right now, the animal population in 4 years would double and the animals would overstock. There is not enough food there to sustain them long enough. Even with reintroduction of natural predators, they would just take off. Now, that makes hunting vital. Fishing is also vital because you can't have a certain type of fish just there and eat all the plants or the other fish that are there. That's why we have to interact. Wow, it's everywhere. Conservation is about finding the balance. Hunting and fishing is about making sure that there is enough food for the animals to live while supporting the maximum amount of number of animals that are there. And that's what they try to maximize. They have different animal counts they go through, they verify, they calculate how much rain has happened throughout the year, how many tags they can issue, and they try to keep a level working herd throughout through each state. Each state is responsible for managing their own wildlife. Now, conservation helps the economy. In Arizona alone, hunting and fishing, between elk tags, sales of goods, and everything, they calculated brought in $1.2 billion. And that's a conservative estimate by the Department of Arizona Game and Fish. Now, fishing was responsible for almost $800 million of that because it's a year-round sport. In such states as Colorado and New Mexico, hunting and fishing bring in much, much more, especially Colorado. It's a very large recreational state, outdoor state. Now, big thing is, how can you help with conservation? Because everybody wants animals and nature left around for their kids. You can start by just contacting your local regional game office, whatever state you're in. They always need volunteers, whether it's for pickup, working the phones, organizing a function. They always need man hours. Raffles are another way you can help. As bad as that, or as silly as that sounds, they actually have raffles that just specifically fund the Heritage Fund, and that money goes in there. It's matched dollar for dollar by the state lottery up to $10 million. So whatever they raise just for auctioning a rifle or selling tags, special permit tags, that goes into the Heritage Fund and it's matched by the state. Donations, time, food, energy, anything. I was part of an archery club. We went down to southern Arizona, and for 3 days we picked up garbage along the border. 4 of us, we cleared almost 3 tons of garbage in 3 days. So that's pretty impressive, and it helped. That's what you're there about. You're not just there to utilize nature, you're also there to help clean it up. Now, some of the good that Conservation helps people is Hunters for the Hungry. It's only in Virginia right now because each state runs their own wildlife. There's laws that prevent it in other states or that make it very restricted. But what Hunters for the Hungry does in Virginia is if a hunter harvests an animal, he can then go and donate that animal to families in need. He gives it to a butcher, it's processed, it gets wrapped, it's pushed out, and families in need get that meat. Well, in 2009, Virginia changed the law and it required a $20 surcharge for the hunters when it goes from the hunter to the butcher. So the butchers did not want to incur that cost onto them for already doing something for free or at an extreme discount. And the hunters really don't want to pay that since it's their time, equipment, they're sacrificing to go and harvest this animal. So Hunters for the Hungry responded by doing raffles, whatever they could to raise money to pay for the processing for the meat at the butcher shop. And in 2009, they donated over 400,000 pounds. I've asked them, I've sent them emails about like, why can't you bring this into Arizona? And they've actually stated, well, Arizona is specifically, it's not a commodity, it's a property, and you can't go and you sell it once you harvest the animal. It's actually a lower class felony to do that. So, in this speech, I have covered on how wildlife conservation helps people, the economy, how it's good for nature, and how it's effective for managing wildlife. Some people say that they can't do anything, that it's too big of a problem, that they don't believe in it. But ultimately, I think of an analogy. No snowflake is ever responsible for the avalanche. So we see nature gradually slipping away, or we see it polluted, and nobody thinks that they can actually make an effect. Like the summit in Copenhagen, people taking private jets, and they go, oh, my country purchases greens credits. Well, no, that's not it. You're still using that, and you could make so much different if you took the personal initiative to change it. Please be part of the solution is really what it's about. I want wildlife here for my children, my children's children. I want nature to be kept beautiful for our nature's children, for everyone's children. Thank you for your time.